Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and the Love Is Podcast. I'm excited to welcome the host of the Love Is Podcast, Kim Sorrell. Kim, how are you? And I know you're excited about this guest, especially the survey.
Yeah, absolutely. I am doing great. By the way, Neil, thank you so much. Jon Dommisse is with us today, and he is Vice President of Marketing, I believe, is your title at Bradley. And Bradley is a company that everybody probably knows. It's been around for over 100 years, family-owned business, and big on all things related to cleanliness, washing hands, and sinks and fixtures and all kinds of things that they do all over. Great company. And there was just a study done, and that's why we have Jon here today. Jon, thank you for being here and welcome to the show.
No, thanks for having me. It's great to talk about. Obviously, it's a subject near and dear to my heart, and one that's like you said, kept us in business for over 100 years.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the most, okay, so with COVID, things changed, right? Like people beforehand were washing hands, sometimes or whatever, but it had to be okay for business, at least eventually with COVID, for you guys. So what was the most surprising thing to you about the survey?
Well, I think probably the most surprising thing was that we definitely saw a downturn from the COVID spike, where 90% of the people were making a very conscious effort to wash their hands more. It's down to 74%, but it's really become really put into the collective of everyone, especially people who are traveling, where it looked like it was going to continue to usage, hand washing was going to continue to decline. Especially for travelers, that is definitely not the case, because 77% of people make a point while they're traveling to stop to wash their hands. Even if they don't need to stop for something else, they're going to stop to wash their hands. And 67% even make it a point to wash their hands more before a trip to avoid potentially getting sick and wrecking their trip. So those were definitely not anywhere close to the numbers that we had. We've been doing this for 15 years. It's a 15-year anniversary of this. And we started doing it, you can remember way back when in 2009 with H1N1 and the bird flu and,
Right.
things like that came. And at that point, when we started doing the survey, only about 45% of people really diligently wash their hands more, if flu was out or something like that. COVID, it goes up to 90%, and everyone's hands are raw from washing them so much, and we're out of soap and we need sanitizer. I'll take the soap and the sanitizer and all those things. So as it's gone down, we thought, well, we really hope it doesn't get back down to that 45% again. And really, I think it's stabilized now at that, in the 70s, and especially with travelers, we see that that is a very big thing, and really looks like it is not going to be going away now, because they really have a much higher conscience of germs overall and being more cognizant of germs in a public bathroom.
So before all this, people weren't washing their hands, were they, Jon?
Yeah,
Like,
not under 50%. Where it was just in a public bathroom area, very, very low numbers were washing their hands. And it was really, COVID brought a lot more attention to it overall, so that if there is any type of illness, sickness that is, put in the media, it is of very heightened awareness, and now people listen versus, oh yeah, that always happens, it's happened for decades, it'll be fine, it'll just go away.
Yeah, you know what I found interesting in reading the study was there's a little bit of judgment going on. People not happy and thinking negatively of people that are leaving public restrooms without washing their hands.
Yeah, it is very, not only are people more cognizant of, how they're doing it themselves, they definitely are monitoring a lot more people as they're leaving leaving bathrooms. 70% see others leave bathrooms without washing their hands. I can't even remember how low that number was early, because people just weren't paying attention, didn't care. Now they truly care. So that's a very big thing. 79% of men see that very frequently, 59% of women. And sadly, being a guy, it's brutal. It's horrible to say this, but in the 15 years that we've done the survey, guys always wash less than women. So it's not a shock that more guys see guys walking out of the bathroom without washing their hands.
Right. And that's so it's definitely a gender thing. Now, do you think that because of the whole COVID thing, to the point now it's a duty that they need to, because it could just COVID still can happen. It's not going to be as, deadly, but you could be out 3 weeks from work. And with this economy and stuff like that, I guess that really is, you could say you didn't wash your hands, and it could be an ostracize somebody because they could cause someone else to get sick.
All right. It's again, there's a lot more people being cognizant of their own habits, the habits of people around them. Like we said, a lot of the survey results that we were showing, there's a heightened awareness. Hey, that guy might be on my plane. We're walking out of the bathroom together. He might be on my plane next to me. He might be in the meeting that we're both going into at the hotel conference center. Things like that. So again, I think it's just a lot more cognizant. You said you had a education background. Obviously, kids washing their hands has always been a challenge, and we ask about that in the survey as well too. And it's always we've been asking this question, I think, for 2 or 3 years now. Only 1 in 4 parents believe their kids when their kids tell them that they wash their hands. So only 1 in 4. When we ask them why, there's 3% of the parents said that they lied consistently to their parents about their own hand washing. So why would I believe my own kids?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's great. It is absolutely hysterical when we saw that the first year, and then when we see the same types of things, especially the fathers, those numbers are even higher for dads. Yes, I lied to my parents constantly about washing my hands, so yes, I'm sure my kids are lying to me too.
John, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I know that you sing at Stillwater, and so I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you whether or not you washed your hands and lied to your parents or how that worked out for you. But what's interesting to me is that hand washing has always been important. It has always been important, and it took COVID to shake things up. I saw the same thing happen 13 years ago in Haiti when cholera was introduced to Haiti. The big thing was wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And that's what brought down the cholera numbers. And that's, of course, and COVID certainly was helped by hand washing. And it's always interesting, though, too, to see how people get out of a public bathroom. I don't know about men, but women don't want to touch the handle. And
yeah. It is absolutely, I think we've been asking questions about that probably for easily 10 of the 15 years because people started answering those, and then we thought it'd be interesting questions to ask. But 70% of Americans use paper towels to avoid contact with flushers. They're not against dryers, but they want a paper towel in there because they don't want to touch anything. And there's still a lot of bathrooms, unfortunately, that have the levered faucets, the push soap dispensers, and things like that, which people do not want to use anymore in a public bathroom. So 46% are foot flushers, men and women. 34% hover above toilet seats. They will not actually sit on a toilet seat. 29% are butt bumper door openers, kind of like what you're alluding to. They will do anything to open stall doors or doors of bathrooms as much as they can just by bumping into them. Usually bathroom doors are pretty heavy duty, the main door, but that's why stall doors take such a punishment sometimes, because people are trying to open them with anything other than the latch, your hand, etc. So
Wow.
it's pretty it's not a shock why things look pretty rough in some public bathrooms around the country.
All right. So Kim has a final question for you, Jon, and it doesn't have to do with the survey. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, so John, a few years ago, I lost my husband and I questioned the meaning of love. And this is great for you with still waters and whatever. And so I investigated, I dedicated a year to figuring it out. And I did figure out the real meaning of love that is so different than what we're taught and whatever. And so I'm always curious how people look at love and what they think of love. And with your job, love has got to be involved, John. I mean, because if you didn't care about people, then you wouldn't care about this. So I'm curious, how is it involved in your job? What does it mean to you?
No, that is a great question, and we talk about this a lot. We obviously have sold commercial plumbing products for a very long time, but we don't see ourselves as a manufacturer of sinks and faucets and things like that. There is a very deep connection for making the whole public bathroom area healthier, safer, not transmitting of germs, people not slipping on floors. There is a very deep dedication. So many people at Bradley and our parent company, Watts Water Technologies, we are just trying to make the whole environment, the whole experience of using water more respectful, safe, healthy, hygienic, for all the reasons that you said, so that people can live longer, they're healthier, and that's truly what drives us as a company. And it's very exciting. It's a wonderful mission to have. And at that same time, we're saving water, we're saving, saving energy. And that really is the motivation behind everything we do. That's how we love.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Great answer, Jon. Best place people can check out the survey and learn more about you. Where can they go?
Yeah, www.bradleycorp.com. And we do have a specific spot on there just for the survey. Just it's /hand washing. You'll easily be able to find it. And we do a lot of great things with it and get that out to a lot of people, businesses, all throughout the country and across the world.
All right. Well, fantastic. That was the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and the Love Is podcast, guys. Take care.